Hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How did our day go? How are we doing today? I like to know how our day went and how we're doing today. I'm doing good, Thelma. Thank you very much. How are you doing also? Good evening, Esther. I hope our day went well. Pat, did you miss the class yesterday? So let's do a recap of what we did yesterday. I would like to hear from you all. Just a recap of what we did yesterday. Someone to remind me. Hi, Fisher. Good evening. Oh, welcome, Miracle. I'm excited to have you here also. I just hope you've been catching up with the other classes. Yeah, so to few shortcut data entry and management. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you. If you have to wrap a text, data management, data entry validation, data entry and management. Thank you. That's good. That's good. I like the fact that we're actually following conditional formatting, data validation. Yes. Good evening. For those of you just joining, good evening and welcome again to our class. Yes, thank you very much. That's good, Miracle. Thank you, Mimi. So, so let's go into what we have for today. Um, well, continue for this week. We are doing data management and analysis, and yesterday we touched on data entry and management, and I believe that we did that extensively. So today we are moving to the next, which is basic data analysis, and we are going to be working with Excel or Google Sheets. I believe that by now most of us are already familiar with either one or both of these tools because we'll come across it a lot. We'll come across it a lot. I know we spoke about it 2 weeks ago, and here we are talking about it extensively again today. So, What is data analysis? Well, basic data analysis first before we move into the application. I'd like to hear, does anybody here have prior experience with data analysis? Who has probably come across it or who knows what data analysis is? So basically, data analysis is the process of examining data to gain insights that can help you make informed decisions. That can help you make informed decisions. So just a breakdown. So this is a continuation of yesterday's class. We spoke about data entry and management. And those are the initial steps to data analysis. Before you can analyze data, the data has to be somewhere. You have to collect data, you have to get at the data, you have to make sure the data is clean. So that's where the data entry and management comes in. So no, not an advanced level of data entry. No, 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 no. But you would say it's the next step to data entry. You could use that. However, you could use, but not an advanced level data entry. So basically, what you are trying to do is like you've gathered your data, you've gathered the data that you want, then you've used what you've gathered to make decisions. You can be like, okay, based off this data, I can see that this set of people are the people that come to class the most. This set of people are people that pay their class dues the most. I'm just throwing examples from the samples we did yesterday. So that's what data analysis is all about. Using the data to make decisions, using the data make to create information that you can use. So data analysis now is the process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data to discover useful information and support decision making. So, like we said, inspecting, you check the data, you make sure the data is clean, you make sure the data is free of error, and then you model that data and use it to make useful decision making. Use it to discover useful information, use it to support your decisions. And what data analysis in simple words, examining data sets to draw useful insights. So data analysis involves examining data sets to draw useful insights. Or you could say it's the process of examining data to gain insights that can help make informed decisions. So like I said, is that whether you're getting useful insights, you're getting useful information, you're supporting decision making, but you're using it to make informed decisions. That's what data analysis is all about. So data analysis is before you go out today, you check your weather forecast. That what does the weather forecast say based on the data? Because the weather forecast is done through historical data of how the weather is performing over years. So you check data and you make a decision that it shows that it's possible that it will rain today. Then let me go out with my umbrella. That way, you've used the data analysis to make informed decisions. That is just like a classical example of it. And as a virtual assistant, this skill is essential when working with spreadsheets. So whether you're managing financial records, client lists, or even social media metrics, you're going to come across is making use of data analysis. So you can be managing financial records, knowing people that are paying more, which clients are paying more when you have your clients list, which clients are paying the most, which who are your high net worth clients. And you can also look at social media metrics in terms of like, okay, which channel is engaging more, which social media platform is performing over better than the rest, which content is performing more. So that's just it. So what are the types of data analysis? First of all, we have descriptive analysis, and this summarizes past data to show trends. Before I continue, I just hope that we've gotten what data analysis is. Let me know if you are following. Just tell me yes. Let me know that you're following. Just say that you're following. Okay. Yes, following. Thank you very much. I'm glad that we have some people following. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just to do a recap before I move into the types of data analysis. We spoke about what data analysis is. It involves examining data, looking at the data that you've created, the data you've entered, your data entry, data you've managed, to make sure that it's properly studied, make sure that this data you've entered is free of errors. Then you start using this data to make decisions. And for a VE, working with data is very, very essential. Working with spreadsheets is also very, very essential. So you can use it to manage financial records, you can use it to manage client lists or even social media metrics. This is where data analysis comes into play for you. So, like the topic is basic data analysis. So, some of the things that we're going to come across might sound a bit complex, but you just have to understand the basics. Like I always say, just get the basics, and when the time comes, you'll be able to apply it. So thank you very much to those that are following, and to those that are not following. I hope you catch up. So the types of data analysis we have descriptive analysis, and this is a process whereby we are summarizing the past data to show trends. So it can be like then you have inferential analysis where you're making guesses about a larger group. You also have predictive based on a smaller sample. So you can say you took a survey of out of 10 people, you took a survey of 10 people and you discover that 7 out of 10 people take ice cream. So you can just use it to make an efficient analysis that in the world, 7 out of 10 people takes ice cream based on the data survey you did of about 100 people. Then you also have predictive analysis whereby you use past data to predict future events, more like the weather forecast I explained, whereby okay, you're using historical data and you're using so you're using it to tell us what the weather is going to look like in the next couple of years. Then finally we have prescriptive analysis whereby you are suggesting actions based on the analysis of results. So, for example, like recommending marketing strategies. So, because you've seen like okay, these different contents are working, you can recommend these different kind of marketing strategies to improve customer satisfaction. So, just to go over the types again, descriptive analysis. So, where you're summarizing past data to show trends. For example, showing a monthly sales report, showing a monthly sales over the past year. So you are showing the trend of how sales have been moving for over the past year. Probably in January we had more sales. In mid August, summer, that's probably when we had more sales. Season was high. So yeah, it's telling people how the data has been performing over the years. So that's or the month. So that's the analysis. Then inferential analysis, like I said, you're making guesses about a larger group based on a smaller sample. So another example would be like you're predicting the national voting. So people want to vote. You're predicting how people will vote based on just a pool of 1,000 people. Because I mean, you cannot get all the voters to actually fill in your data. You cannot get all the voters to no, this is not data analysis class. This is virtual assistance class. Comfort. So you are getting you choose 1,000 people and you do a poll with them, gather data from them, and you use it to make decisions about a larger group. So it doesn't mean that the analysis you've done is 100% accurate, but because you have taken a large number of subset among the group you want to take, then you can use it to make decisions about the larger group. I hope that is very, very clear. Then we also have predictive analysis where you're using past data to predict future events. For example, you are forecasting based on the descriptive analysis you've done, whereby you've shown us how the sales have been going over the past year every month. Then you can now use it to say, okay, this is how sales will be going next year based on how sales went last year. And then prescriptive analysis, whereby you're suggesting actions based on the analysis results. So, like I mentioned, you're recommending marketing strategies to improve customer satisfaction. So I've moved to the next slide. You can remind me the types of data analysis that I talked about. So I'm not going back to the previous slide. So just type them in the comment box if you're following. Yes, thank you. Prescriptive analysis, descriptive analysis, inferential analysis. Yes, prescriptive. Thank you very much. Yes, a round of applause for yourselves. Yes, I'm glad to see that you are following. So let's look at common statistical techniques. So you may not really come across this as much, seeing as this is a basic class, but it's good to understand some of the terms that would go into this. So first of all, we have the usual mean, median, and mode. And what this helps is that it helps you to find the average or the most common value in a set of numbers. So, for example, you can be finding the mean average of a customer satisfaction score. For what this example is trying to say is that imagine you put the survey and get customers to feel like between 1 to 10 how satisfied were they. So you can get the average of what they feel that okay, if 10 people filled 5, another 9 filled 8, another 10, you can just get the average. And this is the average customer satisfaction score we were given. Probably you have 5, you have 6, you have 7 is very good. You have below 6, below 5, yeah, you know there's problem. You can also use it to find the mode. So the mode is the most common value that so which out of these phone numbers, which one was recurring the most? Were more people giving you 7 or were more people giving you 10? So I want to maybe know what mode is the value that will cost the most. So you can also use it to find the mode of your customer satisfaction score that okay, a lot more people are giving you a high number. So it means your customer satisfaction is very, very, very good. Thank you very much. Then standard deviation and variance. So this one just use it to measure the spread, measures show how the spread out, measures that show how spread out data is. So you just use to measure the spread of data, the spread of data. So for example, you can be finding the customer scores, how much the customer scores vary around the average. So you did an average of a customer score, probably your customer score is 7, but you can also check like okay, if the average of customer score is 7, how how much does the satisfaction scores vary? So like each person, is it far from the average, or because the average can only tell you so much? And all this I'm saying might sound a bit, but just like I said, just try and understand the basics. So the average can only tell you so much. So it can tell you that okay, like I mentioned, what the mode is. So you can tell like a lot of people are far from the average. So you got an average of 7, but you still have a lot of people that actually filled in 2, filled in 3, filled in 4. So that's where that comes in place. Then the correlation coefficient. So this is a number that shows how two things are related. And another example is like checking the relationship between the advertising spend and advertising sales. So you can check that okay, the more you spend on advertising, has there been a trend in upward sales? So it might not be that okay, it was because you were spending more in advertising that you're having higher increase in sales. You might still need to do much deeper analysis to be sure of that. But it can tell you that okay, there's a relation between how much you spend on advertising and how much sales you're making. So those are just like common statistical techniques. However, they are not things that we would go into in our own class because they are mostly used for advanced analysis. So, what are the best practices for data analysis? First of all, you have to set clear goals. That is, you have to know what you want to achieve with your analysis. You want to know how many people came to class that day. That you make sure that okay, this is exactly what you want to know. You want to know how many people come to class every week. You want to know who are the top 3 people that are always in attendance. So that will help you. Then you can ensure it helps you to ensure that good quality data. So you ensure that data is of good quality. Like I mentioned, you have to make sure the data is accurate and relevant. And this is where your data entry and management comes into play. So your data entry and management is very, very important because if you have not figured out right, if you did not get it right, it will affect the data that you analysis that you'll be doing later on. And then make sure you use the right tools. And I'm sure we already know the tools that we're using, Excel or Google Sheets. So using the right tools would help you. So there are other tools to use for data analysis and beyond Excel and Google Sheets, but for the sake of our own class, we're sticking with these basic tools. And then make sure you keep records. So when you do your data analysis, also make sure you record how you came about this result, so that in the future when you want to work on similar data analysis processes. You just know what exactly you need to do. So those are the best practice for data analysis. So why is data analysis important for virtual assistants? Let me come back. So if you have an idea of why data analysis is virtual and is important for virtual assistants, let me hear your take on it. Like, why do you think as virtual assistants you should be learning data analysis? I mean, someone was asking, is this data analysis class? I'm guessing the person was shocked that like we do data analysis and virtual assistants again. So let me just hear from the class, probably some of the use cases you think virtual assistants will have in data analysis and why it's important. And if you think it's not important, feel free to say so too. So yeah, I'd like to see your responses in the comments. Yes, to keep records, that's good. Put your work in sequential order. It's all right. It's all right. For proper track record. In fact, I think I like Otis and SAT to track a company's progress. I feel it helps in decision making. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we're together. We're together. We're together. So why is data analysis important for virtual assistants? First of all, don't forget that as a virtual assistant, it's the clients that you report to. So you help you manage and organize and interpret data for clients. So your clients might want you to help them to tell them that okay, I'm a virtual assistant on this project. How many clients do you think are bringing in money? So you tell your clients that okay, these are the people that are actually bringing in money. These are the people that are actually making sales for you, and it provides insights to support your client's decision making, like we've said, and it also enhances your skill set. So it makes you more versatile as a virtual assistant. So with a virtual assistant, once you understand the basics of data analysis, it's a good prop up for your resume. So yeah, you become more versatile. You become more sought after. So it's very good for you. So now let's go to the essential function of data analysis. So don't worry, we're going to do the practicals of this, but let's just go through the theory first, then we'll open our sheets, Excel. Okay. Some function adds up a range of numbers. So I'm sure we've seen this before. I mean, I went through this last 2 weeks. I showed us how to do some spreadsheets. So whether you're using an Excel or a Google Sheet, this is how you add up values. So you put sum, you write the function, then B2, this is your cell range. So it can be B2 to B10, it can be A2 to A10, it can be A3 to A20. So those is how you just do your sum. And for some of us that might not understand, so functions are more or less like formulas that uh, that help us to make calculations without let me us make calculations easily. So that is what functions are. So there are a lot of functions, a lot of functions. So they are predefined formulas. So they help you to perform calculations automatically. They help you to perform calculations automatically, and they can also help you relate data automatically. That's what functions are. And the first function, we went through some function. We are looking at the essential functions, and there are just five essential functions. There are a whole lot more functions than that, but we're sticking with just the basic ones, which are five that we use mostly. And the first one we went for was sum. Now we're moving to average. So what's the average function? So the average function helps you to calculate the average of a range of numbers. So instead of doing C2 plus C3 plus C4 plus C5 plus C6 plus C10 over, then count the number, then put it over n I think that's the average. We just have to put average, then put the range we want to find the average of, and automatically does it for us. So that's where functions are very important. So once we start working with large data sets, yes, some functions are on Google Spreadsheets and they are on Google Excel and they are on Microsoft Excel. You also have the count function. So the count function can count the number of cells in a range that contains numbers. So you can, instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just put count, highlight everywhere you want to count, and then it counts it for you. So that's where the count function is. And then you also have the max function. You also have the max function where it could tell you the largest number. So instead of looking for the largest number or to start rearranging, just use the max function. Yeah, these are basic calculations. No worries. Yeah. So that's the max function. Then the last one should be the mean. Yes. So we have the mean function, which will help you find the smallest number in a range or find the lowest value in a range. And those are the five essential functions that we'll be working with. Um, when we move to the practical aspect, we're going to see a lot more of it. Before I go forward, let me hear the functions from you. Or what are the functions that we've treated already? Treated five functions. I want you guys to tell me all the five functions that we treated. I'm waiting for you. Okay, yes, thank you very much. Some average, count, max, mean. Yes, thank you very much. Because you guys are collaborating, you guys are participating. All right. So this is filtering data, and I don't think I should do so much on this, but we did it yesterday. If you remember, we did filtering data, we did sorting data yesterday. So this is just the this is just the English part. We understood the physical part yesterday. So filtering data, first of all, the purpose is that you display only the data that meets specific criteria, which was what I did yesterday. If I wanted us to see data that were more than 3,000, I think that's what I did, and it showed us. So, and this is just the steps. Click on the filter icon and apply the filter to show the specific values and conditions. So that's just it for the field data. Yes, multiplication can be done on Excel. Multiplication can be done on Excel. So you just put in the formula equals to what you want to multiply. Equals to the two cells that you want to multiply by each other. So if you mean like you want to multiply two different cells, yes, but there's no direct multiplication function on Excel to or on Google Sheet. You just have to multiply what you want to do, except you use products. So if you use products, product is a function that will help you to multiply different values at the same time. So you can multiply different cells using the product function. So So sorting data, we also looked at sorting data yesterday. It helps you to arrange data in ascending or descending order. And like I did, we sort employees name alphabetically. I think I did that. So I sorted alphabetically. I sorted um, in ascending or descending. I sorted in ascending order. And yeah, I know I sorted through something else. I'm trying to remember. I sorted through the minimum value or through the so what are some practices? Uh, um, Parents tracking, the manage and track client. I think we've spoken about the client data, so we can filter and sort client information, effective communication. For clients, you can sales reports, you can projects, timeline and progress. Data analysis comes into play. So you are thinking that I'm sure I've spoken of these things already. So this is how you can actually apply it. You can hear me. The break has not started. I think I had a issue for sure. We could. All right. Please let me know if you can hear me. You can hear me. I know they can hear with me. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, you can hear me. So let me continue from where we stopped. So in practical education analysis expenses about client data management, creating sales reports. So creating sales reports and using charts to visualize our project tracking. And then I want to move into the challenges in data. So what are the challenges of data? The data quality, complete data. Someone said you can barely hear me. Can you all hear me? What is data analysis? First of all, the data quality problems. Bad or incomplete data can lead. I'm not sure why this slide is going back. Someone says it's breaking. So what are the challenges in data analysis as a data analysis? The data can lead to wrong. We also have mistakes. So these are just some of the challenges. If you don't understand what the numbers, it can lead to mistakes. It can lead to mistakes. So, for example, if you are doing correlation to causation, so just like if it doesn't mean one causes the other one. One example is the one I spoke about when I spoke about sales and using correlation to check the relationship between sales, advertising spend, and advertising sales. So you can be looking at those two things, thinking that okay, because as the advertising spend goes high, the sales is also going high. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it is the advertising spend that is causing the advertising sales to go high. You have to be able to understand the numbers and the data that we are working with. Yeah. So am I clear now? Am I clear now? If you all got that, I think some people complained about network. If you have any questions, let me hear any questions. I want to move into the practical side. I'm sure it's the shift, but I'd like to hear questions. So someone said I should come again. So I just spoke about challenges that we have with data analysis and the data quality problems. So this is from your data entry and management. If your data entry and management was poor, or whoever the data entry and management did a bad job, it's going to affect the data. It's going to affect the decision or the conclusions. So bad or incomplete data can lead to wrong conclusions. So if you use a small bias sample of customers, you're obviously going to get a biased conclusion, get a biased analysis, then interpreting of results. So sometimes we can look at two things and think that the okay, some of the things that we haven't done practical application side. So you can misinterpreting of results. So if you don't understand what this numbers really mean, you can make mistakes and start to say that two things are causing this other thing. Meanwhile, neither is. Then the practical application. Let me go back to practical application slide. So this is practical applications. I did the practical applications already. I spoke about daily operations and I spoke about expense tracking, how you can use data analysis to track your expenses for clients using sum and average among other functions. You can also manage their client data and filter and sort out client information for effective communication. And you can also report for clients. So sales reports, create charts to summarize sales performance, project tracking. So you can also use data analysis to track projects and visualize like okay, the project timelines and progress. So that is a practical application that we spoke about. Then the last thing I spoke about was the challenges in data analysis. And the challenges we have the data quality problems, and we also have people interpreting results, not understanding what the data is. So, if we are out before I'd like to hear if we have any questions before I move to before I share my screen and show us the sample data. I'd like to know if you have any questions. So the raw data is just what we do, the data entry. So like what I did yesterday, and inputting different data was the data entry, and that's the raw data. So you've never made decisions yet. That is raw data. So the raw data is the data you've entered into your sheet. So You can get data from anywhere. It's just on a table on a spreadsheet. So when we move into it, you just see where the analysis part comes into play. Some of the analysis I did yesterday was I think I did some calculations, or 2 weeks ago I did some calculations. That's when analysis come into play. So the raw data is the data you've gotten, you've not worked upon, or needs probably data you took your attendance, or you took client list from your boss, or sales list, the amount of sales that were made each month. You just recorded the data, so that's the raw data. All right, then. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now, so we can just do a little bit of practical. But if you have any questions, please ask. All the things we've learned. Let me run. What is data analysis? Your response in the chat. Tell me the types of data analysis. What is the types of data analysis? Um, Tell me the essential functions of data analysis. So let me hear from you. So what is data analysis? The types of data and the essential function of data analysis. So I'd like to hear what is data analysis, so that before I move into the vertical aspect, I want us to just do a deep dive and make sure we understand what we've been saying. And also, if you have any questions for me, let me know. Yes, thank you, OT. Data analysis is analyzing data sets to draw on informed decisions. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Elizabeth. Data analysis involves examining data sets to draw useful insights. What are the functions in data analysis that we've spoken again, so as not to that next. So I like it when you're saying script differential data analysis yet very much. Some are very much. Yes, I love it following. Yeah, I love it evolving. Oh, I filled in this one before the class. Spoken about data entry. I just do everything already. I can explain to us the next, which is data. So I'm not going to be tricky into. Someone said I'm breaking. Am I breaking? You know what? Let's. Oh, hear me. Is it sorry, miracle I'm back on track. But let me know. Bolu. I wanted to test my. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome back to our break. Welcome back. Let me know that we are back. Anyway, we are back. How was our break? And apologies for the network difficulties. And let me know if you can also hear me clearly. If you can also hear me clearly. All right. Thank you very much. Hi everyone. Yes, yes. Hi everyone. So we're moving to the practical aspect now. We're done with the theory for today. And these are sample data. I believe you can see our sample data. I'm going to reduce. So for me, you can see we have about 10 data for our monthly sales. So this is a monthly sales report for three products. So this is how much product A sold. Um, this is how much product B sold last month, February. So this is how much product A sold in January, how much product B sold in February, how much product A sold in March, how much product C sold. So we're also going to do. I'm now going. So this is our data that we've got in our monthly sales data that we've got in. Just imagine this is our sales data now. So what we are going to do now is we are going to move on to the next thing, to the analysis aspects. So this was done through the whole data entry and management of agencies. So now we're going to analyze this data. So what's the first thing we want to do? What you can tell me information that I think we can get from this data. So I know that one thing is that we can get the total sales. We can get the total sales. So let's know. So we know the total sales amount for the month. So we're going to use here equals to, and we mentioned it. We're using our sum function, and we open the brackets C2 column. We're coming here C11, or we can just put, we open our sum function, then we can just come and highlight everything down, then press enter, and we have the total sales amount for. Yes, like if someone said we can get the product with the highest sales, and we can also get the average sales. So okay, and that is brilliant. I think let's bring it here so it's easier. So total sales amount. So which is, I'm just bringing everything that we did here. So let's say average sales. So this is going to be equals to what average, which is AVG in brackets, then come all the way here. Highlight everything you want to find the average of. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry, it's not a short form. I forgot it's average itself. So this is the average sales amount. And then we can get the product with the highest sales. Yeah, that was interesting. Let's first find the average sales per product. So the average sales for product A, let's say I'm looking for the average sales for product A. So I'm looking for the average sales of product A now. So we're going to put the formula average if. So it's going to be equals to then our average. So this amount we're going to use average so that because we're not finding the average of total, but we're finding the average of only a few. So and the first range where we want to get the product from is from here. So we want to check right. So if this is product A, I hope you understand what I'm doing. So if this is product A, then find the average. Then find the average of the sales amount. That's basically what I've just told you to do here. So always be close with the brackets and brackets. Okay. No, so the brackets will be here and here. So can we see this? I think it's clearer here if you can see what I'm doing. So average if B3 or B average if so this is product column B3 to B11. If the product is product A, find the average of the sales amount. This is the sales amount in the C column. So this is what I've this is the command I've given it basically. Let me know if you understand it. Yeah, so I forgot to add something. So since this is not part of the formula productive, we have to put it in between a double semicolon or an hyphen. So this is it. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to do for productivity now. So I hope you can see me. So equals to average if. So average if we're going to start from average if the product sorry if the product that is everything if the product C. So if this comma so basically what I'm saying that if this comma is product C, then find the average of the sales. Okay, I think this will have been product B. Well, let's go. Find the average of the sales amount, which is in column C. So this is the average for product C. Let me know if we got that. So I've come again, I've shown us how it went, how we do it for product C. So first thing to understand is that I used an average if command, not just average. So I'm going to write the, I'm going to show us the formula now down somewhere else so that let me show us the formula. So can you see my screen? This is the formula I used. Remember, it starts with an equals to, so I'm starting with a column here. That's why it's not bringing out the answer. It's not calculating it. And whether you want to start a function or start a calculation, you have to start with equals to. So now, you start with equals to, you use the formula average if. Then this B2 to B11 is the column that has a list of products. So what I'm telling you is that average if, so it's going to first of all do the if before it comes to the average. So if B2 or B11, any of the cells in B2 or B11 is equals to product A, find the average of the sales amount, which is what C2 to C11 is. I don't know if you understand the logic. So if B2 to B11 is product A, then find the average of the sales amount of product A. So that way, if there was no if, you could have just done average of the sales amount, average C2 to C11, which was what we did initially to get the average sales amount. So now I'm trying to find the average sales amount of only product A. So instead of sorting for product A alone, looking for product A up and down, bringing them together and trying to get it, you just tell you that, okay, just do the average for the only ones that are product A. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the difference between average and average if is that average finds the average of everything. Average if tells you to find the average one particular one particular segment of what you wanted to find. So we have product A, we have product B, we have product C, and we only want to find the average sales for product A, and that's where average if comes into play. So you are going to have other things like sum if, count and basically it's just the same thing. So if it's just for you to find out, okay, if this column is this, find the sum of this, find the average of this, or count this instead of the general count or general sum. So we did the sum of sales amounts for products for all the products, right? So let's do the sum of sales amount for product A and see if we'll get what we want. So remember this is where we're doing our calculation. So sum of product A. So we want to do the sales amount of product A. Um, choose up Judith. Where are you lost? Let me know where you are lost. I think some people are already getting it, and glad some people are getting it. So I'm going to show us sum if. Now we know sum already. We know average. We know the count functions, the essential functions that I've mentioned. So this is just like a basic intro to how we can use this to find data analysis. So now we know we want to, if our clients ask us and that okay, um, Judith, tell me what were the total sales figures for product A? How do we find it? So sum of product A now, so it's equals to the first thing. Remember now we're using sum if, then we're taking sum if of here because this is where we want. And which products do we want? Remember, don't forget to put your double column. I made that mistake earlier. Don't forget to put your column product A, then where do you want to find the sum of these ones? but you just want to find the sum of only product A, and this is it. 530,000 naira. 530,000 naira. That's how you find the sum of only product A. And you can do the same for product B and product C. Let me know if you are with me. Judith, let me know if you got it. So let's try something else. Let's try. I think some people were making suggestions during the. I want to make. Let me just do from suggestions. Make what other things should we calculate for? I'm looking for someone with some. Okay, you want us to find the max? Okay, let's find the max and the minimum sales. So we're looking for the max and the minimum sales. Um, so we don't need this again, I believe. So you want to find the max now. Wait, hold on, sorry. So we want to find the maximum sales. So it's going to be equals to max, if you remember, into brackets. Then this is the sales amount. So the maximum sales amount. The maximum sales amount is 200. So if you look at it here, we have it 200. So what is the minimum sales amount? The minimum sales amount is equals to mean. So just the same thing, taking the same data, two brackets, 80,000. So the highest sales you made was 200,000 naira, and the lowest sales you made was 80,000 naira. So you have the I can share the sample data with us so we can be able to practice this. Yes. So getting count if. Okay, then let's do count if. So what we're going to do for count. So let's know how many items of product A we sold. So count. Let me know if you can, if you are following. Count of product A. So now count if. Sorry, question. Count if. Sorry. Count if. So we're going to come here because this is where we are choosing from. First of all, if this is product A, don't make this mistake. Count the amount of sales made. You don't actually need to even know the sales. You just need to know the amount of product A. Okay, I think this comma was the issue. Yes, 4. So let me do it again so that we can get it. So equals to count if. So we want to know how many times product A appears here. We want to know how many times product A appears here. So product A 4 times. So you know that product A only appears here 4 times. So you made 4 sales for product A. For those that asked about counting, let me know if you got that. Someone is asking if max didn't come with if. Let's try if there's a max for if. So maximum. So actually, there's no max if function. So max doesn't come with if. Um, what we have, however, what you can do if you want to get the max if is you can first put the maximum, then you now come to if. So you use the if function. I hope you are following. So first put the maximum, then open bracket, then then the usual if B2 to B11 is productive. So you have max if, then you come. So the if first of all is what we are doing. If this is product A, if this is equals to product A, that's what we're using here. So max if this is equals to product A, then what is the highest sales for that? So, this would work on Excel. Let me look at the brackets. So the brackets are okay. So this formula is correct, but I'm guessing it will only work. It will only work. It will work on some versions of Excel. Um, let's remove max first. Let's remove this. Okay. Think I know. No. Sorry about that. There must be a reason. Yeah, so if I'm calculating a particular product, there must be a reason for that, but there's no max if. Um, But let's try something else. Give me something else so that I can work with. What else would you like to see done? Let's see if it's possible. Yeah. So instead of max if, I think I remember this now. So instead of max if, it's where was I doing it again? So okay, yeah, maximum sales for product A. So instead of max if, I'm going to use max ifs. So I think because we have max ifs here, it's going to work for what you want to do. Um, However, some versions of Excel will not have max ifs, so you'd have to use that same formula that I showed us. So max ifs is what we're going to use. Then this time around, it's going to be okay. What do you want to get the max of first? You want to get the max of this. Then the if we can find products A in that data set. So that is 200,000. So that's how we use the max if. So what exactly is the purpose of the if function, and does it change the function of the essential spreadsheet functions under to it? Yes, it does. It changes the function, and no, it doesn't change. It changes the function in terms of where to look for. So now you have sum. You want to calculate the total of some of a given set of numbers. You use sum to do that. But the if only calculates what maybe now we have different products and we only want to calculate product A, product B, or product C. So we're going to now use the if function to calculate these different products, product A, product B, or product C, whichever product you want to use. So that is where the if comes from. The if starts telling the function that you should check for only this particular um, data or particular set that meets this criteria. So some if calculates the sum of a particular product every time it appears, right? Yes, and it's not only for particular product. Some if can be for anything. So in this context, our data sets are working with product sales. So that's why we're using particular products. Okay, all right. I think some people now understand. Let me see. Is there anything else that I can calculate for us? So we've done sum if, we've done count if, we've done sales count. I'm looking for if there's anything else. Well, I'd like to see if we can create. Let's create a chart. Let's create a chart. So when you want to create a chart, you go to insert. Let's select the data we want to create a chart for, which is product to sales amount. First of all, you highlight it and go to insert and you create a chart. You click on chart. So it's good to ask you to which type of chart. Okay, by default, it has come to this is a column chart, so you can choose any form of chart you want. So you can even aggregate it. So sales amount by product. So it has done the calculation of the sum and giving us the sales amount here. So this is the chart. This is how we create a chart. Um, I hope you can see the chart. I'm trying to bring it down in really stable. So this is a chart. You want to customize it, edit charts. You can even edit the type of chart you want. So you want a pie chart, product A, product B. Let's create a product. So use a pie chart and you can see that product A has the total sales amount is about 50% of the total sales amount of all the products together, while products B and product C are sharing the other 50%. So this is just me playing around with a chart. Let me see. Let me know if you got the how to create a chart part. So you go to insert. You like the chart you want to create. You go to insert and create chart for it. Okay, I should explain the chart again. We'll do that now. So first of all, the first thing I want to do to create a chart is okay. You highlight the chart you want to create. You highlight the data you want to create your chart. So I want to create a chart of my products against the sales amount. So I highlight everything. Then you go to insert. I'm zooming now so you can see insert. Then in insert, you are scrolling, you're going to see a chart. Then the chart, when you click on chart, it's going to automatically generate a chart for you. Then you can now still customize it. Okay. You can choose to customize it. You should aggregate it. So when you click aggregate here, it sums up all the products. That's it here. So it sums up all the products, some of the products. That's what you have here now. You have the sum of product A, the total sum of product B, total sum of product C against the amount. So you know that product A is in the lead, product B is the lowest, and product C is the highest. You can even check, decide to do. So that what I've done is how to create a chart. So all this is just how to customize it. So you can even customize. You can choose the average. So even with checking the average sales made, product A is still in the lead. We can look at okay, how many sales were made. So there were four sales made for product A and three sales each for product C, and for product C and product B. That's just it. Then you can also still choose the type of chart you want. So you can choose a bar chart, you can choose a line chart. This is a line chart. You can choose an area chart, you can choose a column chart. Tomorrow we are going to go more into this. You can choose a pie chart, but this is just understanding the basics of creating a chart. Okay. So I hope you got the chart. Loveline, which formula do you want me to retype again? Let me know. Which formula you want me to retype again? Okay. So let me know if you understand the chart. I think someone. So let me know if you got it, and let me know if you need any more questions. Yes. Sister, I'm not sure. You mean you created a chart on the previous assignment, but you were not able to move it down with the phone? Okay, that's a possibility. Exactly. Usually, person practice the system, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you might see an alternative or something to do with the phone. You can have the chart created in another sheet just to be safe. Okay, someone is asking for pivot table. Then let's move to pivot table. Let's create a pivot table. So first of all, to create a pivot table, let's just creating the pivot table is also easy. You just come to here, click on insert. This is pivot table here, and click on pivot table. And I will want, is it going to be on a new sheet? So this is where the pivot table is going to be. So we can now choose, okay, what we want to be on the rows and what we want to be on the values. So let's drag product to rows. So this is our product, and we're going to drag it to rows. Yeah. Then let's drag sales amount to values. So I'm going to book sales amount to values here. Then, so you can see that we've created a pivot table here already. So this is our pivot table. Sum of sales amounts, product A, product B, product C, product D. So you can also add more values in terms of, okay, if sales amount, or this amount, you want to calculate the average. I hope you did we get the pivot tables? Yes, having charts represent data or interpret data is the same as data visualization. Yes. So what I did was data visualization. I was visualizing data through the charts. And tomorrow we're going to go more into the data visualization and representation. So hi Heritage, I hope you are following. I hope you've gotten the pivot table. If somebody might be thinking what pivot tables are. So pivot tables are just for us to extract meaningful insights. So from the data we have, we're just creating dynamic reports and just extracting what we need. So it helps us to summarize the data and organize the data that we want without affecting the original data sets. So just quick data insights, just like you want to just see something quickly, and you also want something to be updating dynamically when data changes. Yeah, so I just explained the essence of pivot tables. Let's say I also so I have sales and let's say I want to even add more information. I can add something in the columns. I can add sales region in the column. Let's see. So we have for Abuja, we have for Lagos, and we have for let me remove so that it doesn't make it complex. So sales amount is the values. So this is the total for so you can see that there was no sale made for product B in Lagos. So this is what pivot table helps. So pivot is a tool that is used to summarize and analyze the large data sets quickly. So first of all, what I've done is I've summarized the data and I've been able to find quickly the sums and average. I can able to quickly find the counts. That's why pivot table is important. It can also help me organize data and just group my data in categories, which is what I've done in terms of first of all product A, product B, product C versus different regions, Abuja, Lagos. Um, what again? I was talking about pivot table. So I can also filter and sort. And I mean, once this data is dynamic. These pivot tables are dynamic. So anytime data changes in some way here, let's come here. You can change this now to 250, and it's going to have. This is product. 250 was where product A Lagos. So 516 now. Let's see. Naturally, that should have updated it. So yeah, you can see it now. It's 510. because when I added 250, it became 560. So you add anything to your data sets, and your pivot table is also updated. So some wants us to do calculate mean, median, and mode. So for mean, what we did for average, that is the mean already. So we've done for mean already for the average. Let's do for let's do for median. Let's do for standard deviation. So let's say we want to calculate standard deviation. Let's do, someone also measure standard deviation and variance. So if you wanted to calculate for standard deviation of this data set, I would have to remove all this so that to make it easier for me to work on new ones. Sorry. So once calculate standard deviation of this data set, so it's going to be the formula is going to be standard deviation. So this is the standard deviation formula of everything here. So this is it. You've calculated standard deviation. Sorry, standard deviation of the sales amount. If you wanted to calculate variance, this is variance. VAR is variance. So you calculate it. You highlight everything. Now we have the variance of the standard deviation, and I'm sure we know that variance should be. And let's just try an experiment to be certain that we have it. So if this, if we have this times this, what do we got? Okay. Sorry. If we have this times this, so you notice we already know that. Sorry, we know that standard deviation, the square of standard deviation is equals to variance. So standard deviation is equals to square root of variance. So you can see that this actually still gives us the variance when we square standard deviation. So this is the standard deviation so that we can understand. Just so it's just about putting in the formulas basically when it comes to Excel. So you have the variance. So let's look for mode. So mode we'll use mode for product. So let's know okay which product appears the most. So the mode of product. So or let's use this for values first. Sorry. Okay. So it's going to be this. So, so I think I'm going to come back to mode for the meantime. Going to come back to mode. Well, for median is equals to. I think we have just 5 minutes left. Where is our sample data? So let's do for median. So if you want to find the median, we're looking for the median of the units sold. So let me know if you have it in the median. So this is the median, 135,000. Yeah, so that is the median. Okay. So for mode, I'm going to tell us. I'm not sure what the issue is for mode, but how did I get the score of standard deviation? So I just multiplied those two figures, the standard deviation by standard deviation again. So that was what I did. So, but the formula should tell you what to do. So that's So don't worry, this is just simple math, simple basic things. So you don't need to just know the formulas, just know the basics and the foundation. This for Judith, so it's not really complex. So how did I get the square of standard deviation? I just multiplied it myself, but the formulas are there. Standard deviation is there. Standard deviation is there. Variance formula is there. The formula for summing up specific products is that in the if statement. So, okay, so I think this is what you're talking about. I'll just probably put it. Okay, let me just put it somewhere so you can see. I believe you can see my screen. So this is it. So this is the formula again for summing if. So we're nearing the end of the class. I know it's been a lot, but let me just know if you at least gained one or two things. So just let me know in the chat box if you're able to gain one or two things. Like I always say, you don't have to understand everything now. You just have to make sure you keep on practicing, and you have to understand the basics because the basics are the foundation, and it's what's going to help you. So the next job you're going to get, you might implement this, you might not, but really understanding them will actually give you a leg up. All right, Boluwatife, thank you very much. She did. Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Someone give me a few things. Yes, you have to go back. You have to keep on practicing. You have to keep on realizing. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you also for your time. I chat. All right, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, Precious. All right. So tomorrow we're going to continue our class on reports generation and creation. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Yes, Thelma, keep practicing. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. No, Thank you very much. Miracle, the autoreferential be modified dates on Excel does not work the same way it works on Google Sheets. Because most times they're working on Excel offline, they're working on Google Sheets online. All right. Have a great day. Good night.